So this is just outright fun to me, guys, at 55 years old. Guys, I just got me a new RC plane. Let's test her out. We got us an airplane to play with, guys. A210 4CH 3D6G system airplane. A remote control airplane. I may have to come back to these directions on how to assemble this, but we're gonna see. Navy. Looks like it comes with some extra propellers. Got 4 propellers. I figure I need all 4 of them. This thing, even the little rudder here moves. And the wing tabs move up and down when you're flying. Whew, I bet one good crash, I'll probably be out of business one. We got 2 or 3 extra set of wheels, 2 batteries. And a remote control. First thing I need to do is figure out how to get the batteries charging. The remote control takes 4 AA batteries. I think I got some of them in the house. Now this here is the A210, but apparently you can get a A220, a A250, a A260, and an A500 plane. But here's your directions right here, steps 1 through 7. But first I need to figure out how to charge the battery so it can be charging. I'm assuming it takes 1 battery. It may take 2, I don't know. Let's see. Alright, it says it takes 60 minutes to charge a battery. And we got 2 batteries. And the little charger plugs into the USB port. And you just plug it in. And there ain't but one way it'll go. And this just plug that to your USB port is like charging your Chelio phone, and now I'm gonna put that over here charging. When I plugged it up, guys, to charge, a little red light comes on, the little charger in, and when it gets charged, the light will turn green. So now let's see if we can assemble this little fella. But I ain't gonna be able to fly it unless it's late this afternoon. It's windy today. I know y'all can hear these wind chimes. So step 1, connect the plug of the wing servo to the position shown in the picture. The 3rd socket from the tail of the aircraft, and plug should not be inserted backwards. And what step 1 is referring to, guys, you got to hook the wire here that's built into the wings that moves your flaps into the little computer board here. If you're looking at the front of the plane like this, there's a little plug-in right there on the left side. It says do not plug in backwards. may have to get some tweezers to do this. Yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna have to go get some tweezers. That little plug's so little trying to reach down in there. I gotta get some tweezers to hold it. Let's see if we can get these in here with these tweezers. Alright guys, we got that plugged in. And it says tuck the wire back toward the back of the plane, toward the fuselage. There we go. Then in the back it's got a little bitty screwdriver and some little bitty screws right here. Now it's got some short screws and some long screws. And guys, the plane is made of styrofoam. Then we got to put the landing gear on. So we got 3 wheels right here. We got one on each wing and one in the front. And you got a little angle on these. I'm pretty sure that one there is going to be angling backwards. Just like so. And then you got a front wheel. It'll need to be angling forward. Just like so. Then we got another set of wheels in case we lose our wheels. We'll put them back in the pack. Putting the propeller on. We got 5 propellers, guys. We got 5 propellers, but you can't lose this little piece right here that's on 2 of these propellers. So you got some replacement parts there. So for my understanding of the directions, that is assembled. You got an extra set of wheels, a bunch of extra screws, extra propellers, extra battery. Now I'm gonna go get some AA batteries, and once our battery charges over there for the aeroplane, we'll stick it in. Actually, I didn't put the second screw in here. We got to go back and put one of them screws right there. And to put the battery in, you got a little door right there that opens up, and you plug it up and stick it down in there. So I got to get another one of them screws out. And put the second screw that holds the wings onto the body. It's one in the front, one in the back, and I forgot one of them. I think that was going to take the long screw. Alright, so that took the medium length screw and a little screw to hold the front. Now we're waiting on the battery. But if you fly one of these into the trees and them limbs grab these little wires that controls your flaps, you're going to tear your plane up right off the bat. The best thing to do is go somewhere out in a field or an opening where it ain't no trees, power lines. But we're gonna go get our batteries, and when that battery gets charged, we at least gonna fire the little plane up here, practice our controls, see what they do. Tells you all that in the manual to get used to your controls before your first flight. On page 8 and 9 right there. And I'll be back for y'all. Alright guys, this is gonna be the first flight. Who knows, it may be the last flight for me. But we're gonna see if I can set this right here on this lawnmower and take it off and fly this plane. Now, I ain't got nobody else out here helping me video, so I'm gonna try to keep it in the line of the camera there and see what happens. But the directions I went over, it's a couple buttons on here I ain't that sure about, because I'm not into this technology stuff on these remote control RC planes. But we finna turn her on and see what we can do. Up. Well, takeoff number 1 didn't make it. Hit the ground, but the propeller came off. Let's try it again. I may have to do the chunk where you chunk it in the air and fly it. I don't know. We're gonna try this again. I think that's what we finna do. I'm finna give it some little gas and throw it. Oh man, look at it fly. Woo! Can y'all see it? Well, I tell y'all what, this little thing flies good. Look at it. Wow. Whoa, get away from the tree. Whoa, I almost crashed. Whoa, I crashed, guys. I gotta go get it. I was trying to make a low turn and crashed into the ground. But hey, the first flight, I'm impressed with this little fella. So if you need a Christmas gift for somebody, you may want to check out these little VEVOR RC planes, and I'll also leave a description and a link below this video where you can go check them out. Let me go get the airplane and come back. All right, guys, we're gonna try this again. I'm gonna put the camera on up toward the air and see if I can do it the old chunk. Whoa! I pushed the control the wrong way and run it into the ground again. Let me go get her one more time. We're gonna try her again, guys. I need to go find a bigger field where I ain't in between these trees. I'm scared I'm gonna get it hung up on top of one of these trees. Look at them, look at that trick flight, yay! I didn't do that on purpose, I didn't know what I was doing. Oh, crashed in the ground. All right, guys, I'm gonna take the wheels off because the propeller and the wheels, when you crash, they gonna come off. And there ain't no sense of me having to keep looking for these wheels because I ain't even using them to take off. But right out of the box, and I'm not an RC control, but this here is a great little plane for a beginner. I've always liked these remote control planes, and when I worked off, they had a big park that was nearby me and they flew them big remote control planes, and I'd just go sit all day and just watch them on a Sunday when I didn't have to work. But I'm gonna try this again. Every time I get it flying, I'm wanting to play with the other buttons and see what it does, and that's where it tells you in the directions you ought to really study your remote control here and have an understanding of what all the buttons do. Because you got a button on the side here, on the front, one on the front here, and it tells you in the manual what all it does, but you know how it is. I'm kind of getting in a hurry here and wanting to figure it out as I go. So we finna try her again. I'm finna point the camera up in the air. All right, left turn. I'm gonna just go around left circles here a minute. I'm giving her a little gas, going back up. I don't know if y'all can even see it or not. I'm slowing down, bringing it toward the ground. I'm gonna go into a right turn. I'm out of the camera now, I'm way to the left. Whoop. It's hard to figure out to make it come straight to me. Whoa. This thing goes a long time on one little battery charge. Whoa! I just got this about an hour ago. Oh, okay. So I don't know what I'm doing neither. Well, that's all right. Hell, we having fun watching you do it. Trying to just drive it straight up. That's as far as it'll go. Straight up. All right, well, hang on. Get it built up and then go straight up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Battery's running dead. That's what this beeping's about. Come on, turn. See, it ain't letting me do nothing. There you go. Keep the nose out. Nose up. Guys, we done flying the little aerial plane this evening. And I'm going to just guesstimate I probably got a dang good 30 minutes, if not longer, of flight time out of that one battery. Now, I ain't going to go put the second battery in because y'all can see it's done getting pretty late out here and it's about my supper time. But I was saying there in one part of the video, I thought this remote may be made for their different model planes and the buttons may do something on different models than it does this. But what I'm gonna have to do is go get me a big field where I ain't got these big trees around me so I can play with that. But I did discover that one of these buttons does put it in a slower mode. And I think what they called it is acrobatic mode, because when it was in it, I was too scared trying to get it flying in this little area that I was gonna get in a tree, so I punched the button and put it back into regular mode. But I am very excited about this. And again, if you need a good Christmas gift, birthday gift, now I wouldn't buy this for no young kid. I think it needs to be probably, I don't know, just guessing 10 years, a 10-year-old child or bigger. And you need to take them somewhere where there ain't no trees or power lines, Because if they ain't never run one, you apt to lose it. You run it up in them trees, you might can see this yellow plane and save your plane, but you're going to lose your props. Even though you got extra props come with it and 2 batteries, a couple times in the bushes before you know it, you won't have no props. Now I do wish they would have made this prop. I don't care if it would have been the color scheme of the plane, but I wish them props right there was bright orange. So even out here in this short grass, anytime you crash, the prop's gonna pop off, and that black's kind of hard to find. So I do wish that was orange. And I don't know if you tried to paint it, it would probably put too much weight on it, and then your plane wouldn't fly right. But I will be getting this out again, playing with it, because they cutting the corn and the bean fields around here now, so I can go right over there across the road, and I can get out there in the middle of the field where I can really go to getting it up high and punching these buttons and see what happens. Because one of these buttons is supposed to be like, when I forgot the proper terminology for it, but it would put it in a downward spiral and bring it back to the ground, going around and around and around, in case you done lost control and about to lose your plane. But I can't experiment with all that, especially right here on the first flight for the first time. I know I'm gonna have to hide this from my little man Coach, because he's 5 years old. He be wanting to fly it, but guys, we have one of them little toy drones. That's what they call, yeah, drones. We have one of them little toy drones, so I could get out here and I could fly it around and do all right with it. But any little bit of breeze, you couldn't fly that little toy drone. Well, Coach him wanted to fly it one day, and I said, all right. I got him right out here in the middle of this thing, and he went to flying it. Well, he was doing good. I was standing by him, he was doing good, but he wanted to see how high it'd go. So he carried that thing straight up, guys. It went way up there. We actually went further than I figured it would go, that little toy one like that. And I guess it got on a little breeze up there, and it started going west. Well, I grabbed the controller out of his hands and started trying to get that thing to come back down. Well, needless to say, we lost our little drone. It's over yonder in the thicket somewhere. As far as I could see, it was still going that way. So it's over there. Might be in somebody's deer stand. Y'all might find it over there this winter. Somebody deer hunting around here that watches my channel. But I'm really enjoying this little airplane. Hey, you never get too old to play with toys. Alright guys, it's early the next morning and I come down here. I was so excited about playing with this airplane, I couldn't wait to get up this morning. And we down here in this big, freshly cut soybean field. And we finna see what this little fella do, because I think I got a little more understanding of the controls here. So I'm gonna try to get a little better footage than I did yesterday. Try to see if I can zoom that camera in when I get it up there, and we're gonna see how this little airplane will perform. Guys, I ain't doing good at getting the camera, but this little fella fly. It's way out yonder, and I ain't crashed this morning yet. I'm gonna see if I can come straight to us right here. Do y'all see it coming? Right there. Oh, I'm loving this. This is fun. Oh, guys, the acrobatic button. You push the acrobatic button and it done a backwards flip. Whoa, I was flying upside down. Now I can't tell where I'm at. Woo, another backwards flip. Whoa, and I crashed on that one. Okay guys, I'm trying the best I can. But I'm gonna try again because my camera, trying to get it to keep it in the camera ain't that great. So let's try her again. Guys, this thing flies so good. Anybody that's a beginner and wants to fly a RC plane, you really need to get this little plane. I think it ain't but $60, and I'll leave a link in the description below this video. Easy to fly in the regular mode, but I tell you this, if you get it in the acrobatic mode, you better be way up in the air. And I can't get it to take off. I'm not good enough to take it off in the acrobatic mode, which is may not be meant to be like that. But that plane's so far out there right now, I can't hardly see it. And I wish I had somebody to film for me. I'm trying to bring it back to us slow so y'all can see it do a pass by, because I can't look at the I think I'm coming toward me. Here we go. Here we go. Trying to go slow. There we go. Doing a little pass by for y'all. Look at them birds. I don't know if y'all can see them. Them birds are flying like, what is that plane? We'll see if I can come back to us again. Well, coming back to us, I turn the wrong direction every time. Looking at the plane coming to me. There we go with a pass by. Yeah, I'm gonna come back to us again. Whoa, right over my head. And I just got this thing out yesterday evening, guys, so I ain't never been no RC plane flyer. But this is amazing to me for $60. The only thing that I would do different, they ought to make the propellers the bright yellow color or bright orange, because when the propeller pops off, it ain't never very far from the plane, but that black laying on that ground, even in this freshly cut bean field, there's a lot of leaves out there, and I spent too much time a while ago just looking for the propeller, and it wouldn't be 5 foot from the plane. And then when I would see it, it'd be laying there in wide open. It's just black and it blends in. Here I come on, try to do a little float by. Look at that. Yes, look. Wow. I'm loving this. Now y'all ain't gonna be able to see this, but I'm finna get it out there up high and put it in the acrobat mode again. Well, I gotta come back closer than that. I can't tell my plane's coming or going that far. Y'all hear me push the button to put it in acrobatic mode. Well, I better get it back close to me. Oh. Acrobatic mode, I crashed again. Once I start getting tough to the ground and I can't get it, I ain't figured out how many punches it takes on this controller to get it out of acrobat mode. So this is just outright fun to me, guys, at 55 years old, because I've always had an interest in these RC planes, but I knew I couldn't afford them. So I'd love to go to them places and watch them. But this here is $60. And the styrofoam it's made of, it ain't like styrofoam on a styrofoam cup. I have crashed it enough, I can't believe it's still going, because every time I put it in that acrobatic mode, instead of taking the time and doing a lot of flying before I start trying to get in that mode, which is for somebody that ain't never been flying. But I will tell you, this thing, I carry that plane further than I can even see it. There for a moment, I thought I was gonna have to get on my side by side and take off down through there, because I couldn't see it and I couldn't figure out which way I was going. Now the only thing that I think they ought to change about it, and they ought to make these propellers either bright yellow like the plane, or even for me, just make them bright orange. Because I spend more time, when you do crash, your propeller's gonna pop off, which is made to do that. If the propeller was orange, I wouldn't spend much time at all trying to find it, because 9 times out of 10, this propeller ain't over 8 foot from this plane. But a while ago, I looked for 30 minutes, because I'm out here in a freshly cut bean field, but this black laying on them brown leaves, and especially if it's laying like an angle like that. And finally I learned, if I just stand, don't touch the plane when you walk out there, leave the plane where it's sitting. And if you'll stand right beside it and just keep looking around, take a break, give your eyes a break, look around. I find it every time, but if it was orange, it would just stand out. So what I'm finna try to do, I ain't gonna try to paint the whole propeller, cause I think that would get it out of balance in the weight. But I am in the center of the propeller right here, the round center part. Since I got 5 propellers, I'm gonna paint one of them bright orange or white or something. Maybe I can scratch it up with a little emery cloth and paint it. That way it will be, according to how it lands. I got a lot of, something orange laying there, which, even a small something orange, you'll be able to see better than that black. But I'm just gonna tell y'all, if you ever wanted to play with an RC plane and just scared that they cost too much, especially them gas powered ones and stuff, buy you one of these. Now the wind's done got up right now. I still got a whole nother battery, and I done sat out here. I done been out here an hour, guys. Now a lot of that was looking for the prop, but I know I've flown a good 30-35 minutes again, because y'all can't see it, what I was doing. So a lot of this footage I ain't even trying to show y'all, I can't even see it on when I'm editing here. But I'm just having a blast with this. I wish the wind wasn't blowing right now. I'd put the other battery in and keep flying till I run it down this morning. But one of these days I'm gonna fly it good enough, if I don't tear it up crashing it before I learn. I'm gonna learn how to get it up there. And that acrobatic mode, when you put it in it, I ain't totally figured it out yet. It's like one time it'll do a backwards flip, next time it can do a roll, but I'm still trying to learn this. I don't know if the acrobatic button, when you punches it, it goes into acrobatic mode. I ain't figured out what makes it do different things, because I'm trying to watch the plane and keep up with it, and I can't look down here. Every time I do, I crash it in the ground. But this thing has been a blast. I'm loving it. I am loving it. I needed this. All I've been doing is gardening and mowing and working, and basically work, no fun. This right here done brought a little fun back to Papaw's life. But guys, like I said, as always, I leave a link in the description below the video to everything I use, play with, work with. On that particular video, just click on the description below and open it up. And you'll see a link where you can go check these out, because this VEVOR makes different models of these. This here's the smallest model plane, which is what I think a person needs to start with. But it just amazes me how easy this was to fly right out of the box for someone like me that's never flew one of these. Alright guys, I done come back here and I'm actually sitting here editing the video for y'all. And I'm fixing this so I can remember what I'm doing when I'm out there flying. This button right here on the left is called the hover. And it takes a long press. And I got me a little sticky dot here. That way if you losing control or the plane's getting too far away and you can't see it, you long press that and it'll put it in a hover where the plane flies around and around. This button on the right is for the 3D mode or the 6G mode. The 3D mode is the one you put it in after you learn how to fly, which I need to wait a little while. But you can turn flips, fly upside down and such. A short press again, that puts it back in 6G mode, which is the easy flying, is what y'all seen me flying mostly in. So with my sticky notes there, I'll be able to remember that. The next thing I'm doing is I'm taking one of these propellers and a piece of emery cloth and roughing it up right here just in the center, because I don't want to paint the blade, it'll get out of balance probably. And I got some bright yellow. I had some orange paint, but it ain't as bright looking as this bright yellow. And we're gonna paint this prop right here. You see, and that paint right there ain't doing good on this plastic. Guys, I got some bullseye white primer paint that's supposed to stick to anything. So we're gonna see if we can paint this white. Oh yeah, that ought to stand out pretty good, better than that black. And this primer, this white primer, is made to stick to any surfaces. We just hope it don't put a little too much weight on my plane. If it don't, and this sticks good, then I might be able to take that yellow paint and paint over this primer paint, and it might stick to that primer. But I got tired of having to look for this prop. And another thing they could do on these little RC planes, besides do that right there, if they could come up with something glow in the dark, and when you fly in your plane, have you some little ribbon or flags, in case you couldn't find your prop, you could stick a flag in the ground and go back out there at night, right after it got dark, with a flashlight. And your prop would glow in the dark. So we're gonna let that dry, and after I test fly it, make sure it still flies good. If I don't like that, then we might try to do put some yellow over that primer. Now VEVOR, if you're watching this, you could do something like that, or make that glow in the dark prop, and y'all would have y'all RC plane that other people don't have. That tip didn't cost y'all a thing. Guys, I found some different yellow paint, and it actually bonded great to that bullseye primer. So now I'll be able to see that laying on the ground a lot better. Appreciate y'all.